welcome to my show. I'm Anna Olsen here on A1R Radio. My show, Insights into Consciousness, is every week on Tuesdays, 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. You can always reach me for a reading in person or my classes. I do one-on-one classes, and I'm going to start group classes soon. You can reach me there at www.annaolsenintuitive.com. A little high on my caffeine today, so a little ahead of myself. But today I'm going to do a teaching show again, and you are always welcome to contact me. I do offer free readings for people who would qualify for that. So you can always get a hold of me, and you can always call in to my next week's show, because I will be doing a free reading then. You just call in, and then we'll work it out and figure out how to get you on the show to do a free live reading. And we can just put out your first name if you want to stay pretty much confidential, and you can just give them a fake name if that's what you want to do. That's completely fine. But today I'm excited because I am going to teach a little bit about energy and different types of energy and how it can not only heal, but definitely change our lives. And there's a lot of research on these topics as to why it works, because it does work. It's proven that it works. It's just that there is still some controversy on the means by which it works. But usually it sounds a little out there to people. They try it, it works, and then they stick to it, and then they usually just don't tell anybody. So I'm the one who goes out there and just tells everybody, hey, this is what works. And even though it sounds a little out there, try it and see what works for you. And then I'll be like, I told you so. And that's kind of the way it is with a lot of the readings that I do too. So today I have a book that I want to talk about. That's right back here in my little stand. It's One-on-One Feng Shui Tips for the Home by Richard Webster. And I really like this book because most of the women who practice Feng Shui, most of them are women, not all, of course, but I really like to get the male take on Feng Shui, the science behind it, the math, really, the qi, all of the very simple ways to initiate some Feng Shui in your home, because this actually helps you to achieve goals. And we're putting items and different things in our house that represent what we want in our life. You can put it in any part of your property's bagua, your house's bagua, the room's bagua. The bagua is, if you're looking at an aerial view of the home or the room or the desk or what have you, even a little table or a countertop. It can be anything that you start small scale, that's fine. But you look over, like an aerial view is like bird's eye view, looking down at the top of the property. You kind of align it with your compass, northeast, southwest. You create a bagua that you put over it. Try not to get it too complicated, because this can become very complicated. And there's a beginner Feng Shui practitioner, and then you can go all the way to like going very deep with this to an exacting science. But if you're just starting out, trying to get those goals in place, aligning that energy in your house, we have this Feng Shui 101. It actually is 101 Feng Shui tips, but it really is a 101 type book where you can start out. And he makes it very simple, and he puts it, into a format where you can look at some simple diagrams and really start to initiate even small things into your home to really reach your goals or to change things in your life. And some people say, well, it's the psychology of it. It hits your subconscious, and you remember putting it there subconsciously. And so you make choices to, autopilot, change those things in your life. And, there are a lot of different reasons why people say it works. Whatever reason that it works, it works. I can attest to that. You want, your love, part of your bagua, you're going to place some things like red, pink, and white. It might be out of your comfort zone. Guess what? If you think putting red, white, and pink in your love and marriage bagua of your house is uncomfortable, then you probably are initiating the thought process of starting to do things that are a little uncomfortable in the areas of love and marriage. And that's what creates change. Being comfortable all the time and being in the same place all the time gets us stuck in stagnant energy where we do not want to be. So go ahead and check out that book, 101 Feng Shui Tips for the Home by Richard Webster. Now, I also wanted to do a small demo of a singing bowl. And I know that you've probably seen these around. There's this little metal one that I have here for this show today. There are also they're crystal singing bowls, which are amazing. You can have light, the LED lights go through the bottom of them so they light up. They sound beautiful. And the crystals, there's a lot of talk about how the crystals themselves, the tunes themselves, are very therapeutic. They cleanse the auras, they cleanse your electromagnetic field, then they reprogram them so that you're going to be more balanced. When I've done these really great healings, sound healings, basically with the big crystal bowl events that I've gone to with friends and that sort of thing, you go into a meditative state and you do feel the vibration resonating through the body in a very cellular way. And that's the only way I can describe it. And then the next however many days or weeks or what have you, you feel a difference. And that's how I can attest to the fact that this stuff works with the tunes, the tones, the musical notes, what have you, because they're all aligned at a chakra level. So let's see, I have some notes here. With the singing bowl, you can put water in these. You can fill these with water, and especially crystal singing bowls, that's much more possible to put the water in them. You can add a little salt to cleanse it a little bit before you put it in there. This is all like a molecular, scientific, energetic, electromagnetic field type thing that we're dealing with here, quantum physics. There is some science behind it, but basically they come with this little wooden striker, and this little bowl here. This is a very small one. You're going to strike it, and then you could even drag it around the edge to continue ringing. That will program any water, even a little bit of water inside, to pick up the tune, the tone, to be cleansed. First of all, cleanse of any negative energy. And then it reprograms it with that tune. Now, why would we want to program our air, our chakras, and our water with the tune? Well, I will tell you exactly why. There's some healing and other uses. It cleanses the water energetically. There's a doctor named Dr. Valerie Hunt of UCLA. She's done studies on the chakras and the human energy field. She's measured the bioelectric energy variations in areas of the skin corresponding to the position of the chakras. She's taken readings for brain waves between 0 and 30 CPS, muscles going up to 225 CPS, and the heart going up to 250 CPS. The latter figure is quite close to the frequency of middle C in music, and her readings were like Harry Oldfield in a broad frequency range. Overall, the band of frequencies from the first to the seventh chakra was between 100 and 1600 CPS. In musical terms, this is a 4-octave range. Now, each chakra harmonic number tone has a name, a number, and a note. To balance that chakra, to cleanse it out, to get that old stagnant energy out, I'm telling you, memories are stored in the chakras. Memories are stored in the body. Science knows this. All of the neuroscientists are talking about all the research now on pain-body connection, that the emotions, trauma is just stored straight into your body, your nervous system. It's all contained there. And what this does is it's more or less reprogramming and attuning to these different chakra systems. Now, I practice Reiki as well. It's another service that I offer, and you can reach me on my website to get Reiki as well, AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com, in addition to my other services. But the crown, or the eighth at the top of the head, that's the A note. The brow, or the third eye at the seventh, is the G note. There's the throat chakra, which is the sixth, that's E note. The heart is the fifth chakra, that is a C sharp. And then the solar plexus below the, kind of where the stomach is below the rib cage, is the fourth chakra. That's the A note. Then there's the sacral below that, just below the belly button, which would be the third. That's an E note. Now, the root chakra at the tailbone would be the first chakra. Actually, they say second on here, but that would be A note. And A note would be where we start with our very deep subconscious sort of things that we're dealing with, from our past, our childhood, deeply rooted feelings of needing to feel safe, that sort of thing. You can start at the root chakra and go up. And that would be subconscious to your more subconscious mind, because the chakras are aligned in a way where you're dealing with your subconscious mind from the heart chakra down, and then your conscious mind from the heart chakra up in gradual terms. So the lower you go in the chakra system, the deeper you're going subconsciously or unconsciously. And so that's just a little tip on if you would want to program, let's say, your sacral chakra, because you're feeling like you're disempowered. You don't have the power that you want in your personal life. You're feeling as though you don't have control of too many things around you. Sometimes this involves addiction, could be food addiction, could be relationship addiction, it could be substance abuse, even alcohol. Sacral is the third chakra that's below the belly button. And then above that is the solar plexus. That would be the fourth, and that would be the tone of the note A. So you would go get yourself an A tuned singing bowl, and you could put a little water in it. You could add some essential oils if you want to. And you would just really think about your intention as you do this too. What is the intention? Really, we like to talk about what we would like to do better, or what we would like to invite into our life, because when we talk about what we don't want, we're going to attract that into our lives. Okay, so let's oust that and just think about what we do want. So you want more power in your life, you want to have more control over your own behavior and your own life. And we know we can't control other people. Usually they align with and follow us to where we're going when we attune to what we want. They will either come or go, depending upon what you are now inviting into your life. So you put a little water in it. You just buy your awesome little, A note singing bowl, and you're going to imagine your intentions. You're going to chime it, and you're just going to, keep ringing it, keep going. And you're just going to let it, by your intuition and how you feel, you're going to continue to program that water with that note. You want to make sure that it's clean water. When I say cleansing water, I mean it's on a molecular energetic level. You don't want to go get like contaminated water and think that it's going to clean your water. That's more of like a filtration system for drinking, and that's different in the microbiology realm. We're talking more about energy, and of course, use some clean water if you're going to consume it, and clean out the bowl beforehand to make sure that it's made out of some sort of metal or whatever. That's okay for that, because if there's lead or something like that in it, you definitely don't want to use it. You need to know where it's come from. And if not, you can line it with a plastic bag, and that doesn't hurt anything. So just a tip. You can also add a little bit of pink Himalayan salt to cleanse it as well before you start with your tuning. The other thing you can do with your chakras is if you pick up a tuning fork. Now, these look like little, like it says tuning fork, but it has this little knob on the top and then a handle on the bottom. And you can strike it on your knee or your hand, and it begins to ring in the attunement note that it is made in. And you can then put the end of it on different parts of the body, wherever your chakra is, to align that as well directly to that part of the body and the nervous system. So there are just a few ways that we can utilize realigning our chakras, making sure that we are, being responsible for our own cleansing and reprogramming of our chakra, of all the systems that are supposed to be in order, and of all of the things that we really truly can control, because we can control a lot more with this kind of work than people assume. And there are more and more people, who are really aligning with the natural or more alternative or even Eastern ways of doing things health-wise. A lot of the doctors, nurses, health practitioners that I've spoken to recently all understand what I'm talking about now when I speak of homeopathy or essential oils or chakras, or especially they can resonate with nutrition, healthy lifestyle, bodybuilding, exercise, cardio. These are all of the things that are within our control directly, even if it's from small scale starting out, and then we build it from there. So all of these things really do need to be balanced out. It's great to have these tools, such as what I just demonstrated, to begin a healing journey and to grow from there, and to go up from there. So it could just start out like reorganizing, reprogramming, and cleansing your chakras, balancing those out. And then people start to notice things like, oh, I'm eating more vegetables now, because I realize that If I eat a red strawberry, that correlates with my red root chakra that I've been working with. I've been craving strawberries, and blueberries. I've been craving blueberries when my throat or third eye chakra is rather clogged. They might be clearing their throat a lot or not able to speak their truth lovingly, things like that. And those foods tend to resonate with healing those parts of the body according to the frequency of what that color is. So if the throat chakra, let's say, is blue, and we're talking about blueberries, I really love butterfly pea flower tea. It's a beautiful blue flower. It's one of the truest blue shades in nature that you can get. You can buy it organic on Amazon, and they're literally a blue flower that you can put in a cup of tea, and you can either hot brew it or pour it over ice and drink it cold. And what the beautiful thing is that it's amazing. It's like a chemistry experiment. If you've got your kids in school right now and you want to do a little experiment, get some of this tea, make the tea, brew it. It is like a Kool-Aid blue, naturally. It is absolutely beautiful. It tastes delicious. It's very nutritious. It treats eyesight and a bunch of other things. You can Google that pretty easily as to the health benefits of this butterfly pea flower tea. And if you add a little bit of acid, like a lemon or lime juice, you just spritz a little bit in that cup of your tea. It turns into a vibrant, beautiful magenta purple, all the way to a very deep, beautiful eggplant purple, depending upon how much acid is in it. And that third eye chakra would correlate to that. So oftentimes we have the blue and the purple, and we get our primary colors, we mix them together, red and blue make purple. And so you can just go so far with the colors, with cleansing the auras, with cleansing your chakras, with your diet. Always drink plenty of water, because nothing in the system works properly without the good hydration. We know that. Every doctor knows that. That's across the board in every health institution out there. So that's also with intuitive work. You want to be very hydrated and make sure that the electromagnetic field is correlating with the electricity and that nice signal into the nervous system, which is conducted by water. Electricity, we know water conducts electricity, and that's what makes all the cells and systems work in the body, is that hydration, that good hydration. So those are just a few things I wanted to share with you today. Now, I'd like to go into the card of the day. I am using Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. This is guidance through lunar and seasonal energies. Now, the art on these are incredible. I love these illustrations in these cards. They're very clear cut and simple, and they can really work for anybody from any background, which I really like to include, anyone who comes to me for a reading. We don't pick and choose. We don't leave anybody out. That's for people of a lower vibrational frequency. So let's shuffle this and let's get high into our love and above place, where we have love and joy and peace, and thinking about angels, guides, and anything positive or of the highest, greater good. And we're just going to pull a card for today real quick, share that with you. And it's neat how spirit will lead me to say whatever I need to say for whoever's going to view this or listen on the podcast. While I'm shuffling, my website is at the bottom of the screen. It's Anna Olsen, intuitive.com, ANNAOLSEN, intuitive.com. You can reach me there for a private reading, for sessions, for classes, for Reiki, to just discuss with me how you could benefit from one-on-one sessions and learning how to use your extrasensory abilities, or one-on-one sessions to help you to learn to ground, to shield yourself from others' toxic behavior, especially right now during this time of the pandemic and everything. It's a really opportune time to energetically protect yourself against anything negative or bad. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card. Okay, so we have the number 2. We have a full moon. It actually says new moon, and it has a full moon on the other side. Interesting. But it says beginnings. So this is our card here today. For the people who are just listening on the radio station, It's a beautiful doorway to a bright, sunny place. The background behind this gorgeous doorway is night sky with stars and a moon, and it says new moon. The number 2 is at the top of the card, and it says beginnings. When we talk about the new moon and beginnings, it definitely directly correlates with allowing yourself to plant seeds. When we're talking about new beginnings, think about planting seeds into the soil to begin that plant's life. We can also plant seeds of intention, goals, or where we want to direct our life. It's like steering your life into the right direction on the new moon. And this is kind of neat because I just noticed that there's an owl on the top of this doorway. I'm going to show that for the viewers again. But there's this really beautiful doorway. It's arched. It's kind of a half dome, but it's that arched kind of a doorway with this beautiful ornate top and an owl. Now we know that the owl will represent wisdom in the pretty much in the darkness. And when we say that, we know that the owl is nocturnal. We know that the owl is very wise. It definitely represents things unknown, things unseen, but things that the wise people know. It's very, very rare to see an owl. Because they're nocturnal and because they tend to hide well. It can be rare to see them. It's a gift for me to see them when I have seen them. And so I like to look at what the true meaning behind this card is, the deeper meaning. I really feel like this is very conducive to the pandemic and how everybody is beginning their life again in a lot of ways. There's been a lot of things that have been pretty much taken down and then rebuilt. They're in the middle of being rebuilt. I think all of us have in some way dealt with something being closed out, like the old chapter closing and a new chapter beginning in our lives. This has touched pretty much everybody in the world in some way, shape, or form, this pandemic. And I think for the most part, what this card is telling us, and from what Spirit wants you to know, is that your life is in the right place at the right time. Your life is going the right direction at the right time. Everything that's happening is for a reason, and that it will be okay, that new beginnings are uncomfortable oftentimes. However, they're a requirement for us to, like I said, get out of our comfort zone. What are we doing with the feng shui here? Why am I bringing up feng shui? Looks like Spirit is going into the direction of new beginnings, planting your seeds, moving things around your house according to your feng shui bagua to really initiate change, growth, increase in where you want things to increase, and a decrease in where you want to decrease your energy. If things are going really, really well in one certain area of your bagua, you'll notice that that part of your house seems to be doing nicely. There's less clutter. It's decorated beautifully. It stays clean. It's a pleasant place to be. If there's somewhere in your house where it's just not a pleasant place to be, that needs to be fixed first. It's the same thing with any little thing in our lives. And this is what we go over in, how I was trained in life coaching, which I also do. You can reach me on my website, AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com, to reach me about life coaching as well. I do that on a psychological basis. And the thing that I learned in the life coaching is that, being uncomfortable is the only way to gain change. It's stretching yourself to where you're like, this isn't feeling so comfortable for me. This is new to me. This is a little bit more difficult than I would have liked. These are all of the good signs that you're moving in a direction where at least you're not stagnant in the same place. You have a lot of clutter or stuff somewhere in your house, especially garages tend to be one of these places. Just plan a day where you go out there and you just start doing 5 minutes, 10 minutes at a time. You can do the whole thing, in a day, do it. You can plan it here and there and just start cleaning it out, clear out the clutter. Every item that belongs to us is a reflection of our surroundings. It's a reflection of our subconscious, and it's a reflection of our brain. When people are suffering from different ailments, such as mental illness or just stress, anxiety, some people have claustrophobia, some people have social anxiety. These are not uncommon things, especially with this technological age that we have now, with kids who are raised on computers and cell phones. Face-to-face social interaction can be more difficult for some people. It's not part of their everyday. And so this is why I like to look at the houses that somebody lives in. Look at, where is the clutter? Where does it feel off? Focus on those things first. Same with our lives. Where does it feel off? Focus on those things first. I can help you do that. I'm trained to do that. I've done it for myself. I've worked with other people who trained me to do that for myself. And it's a constant work. But I can tell you that it's good work, and it helps lead you into the place where you're really fulfilling your ultimate goals and your ultimate purpose in this life. And if you don't know your ultimate purpose in this life, this can help bring you those awarenesses and breakthroughs so that you can start to become more aware of them. And I love doing this work with people. I love seeing their new relationships. I love seeing their new marriages. I love seeing their travels to other countries. I love sharing these things with them. I love sharing the joys of a new career model that they've, just completely rebuilt with me, that I've gone through this journey with them. And I'm celebrating their amazing accomplishments. These are big accomplishments. These are people buying houses or investing, traveling, getting into a great relationship when they're in their later years and they've never had a great relationship, or their increase in their income, us breaking through old belief systems that were slowing them down and just causing them to be hesitant about where they were going on their path. Kids included, we go over all the things that they can do to start these great belief systems and systematic ways of doing things now in a way that isn't overwhelming, that doesn't cause anxiety. It should be the opposite. If it's not doing the opposite, then you're doing it wrong. And that's what I really love to teach. I've done it myself. This is all my time today. Reach me at AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com. I can't wait to hear from you. I will see you next week on Tuesday, and I'll do a live reading on the air. So let me know if you'd like to be on the show and get a free reading. And it can be confidential. So let me know. I love you. I love my viewers. I love my clients. I am here to help you and support you. You make my days bright, beautiful, and wonderful. And I can't wait to talk to you. Have a great week.